Here's your incoming mayor of New York, Zoran Mamdani.
If anyone can show a nation betrayed by Donald Trump how to defeat him, it is the city that gave rise to him. And if there is any way to terrify a despot, it is by dismantling the very conditions that allowed him to accumulate power. This is not only how we stop Trump, it's how we stop the next one. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
I think you guys know that I watch wrestling sometimes. John Adarola and I talk about it a lot, but he said, I got 4 words for you. If he said, I've got 2 words for you, I would have thought he was going in a different direction. All you WWE fans, you understand. I don't have to say the rest. But there's a Zoran Mamdani, who he's won that New York mayoral election. And man, there's all kinds of responses. People are celebrating. I think there was a video he said he showed up at some bar or club in the middle of the night afterwards, still in his suit, partying with the people. This is not one of those people that was partying with Zoran Mamdani, though.
Curtis? I'll send it to him because he yelled at me today. Good. Hey, Curtis, you're a scumbag, like I said all along, all these months. You got 8% of the vote. You split the vote for the $7 million. You were a scumbag. I hope every New Yorker spits in your face every single day. You sold out like Judas sold out Jesus for the 30 points and silver. Go yourself.
Curtis doesn't have many fans. He split the effing vote. Man, this guy could call himself a Christian. He said effing Judas and effing Jesus. Bro, what kind of blasphemy is this? Calm down, bro. All you did was lose an election. They're so upset. But you know what? He continues to speak directly to the people about the reasons why they voted him in. Here he is a little bit longer. This got me amped up.
Turn the volume up. We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
If you don't get amped up by that, you haven't been paying attention. Maybe you're just not interested in politics or how our lives are actually supposed to be represented by the people that we vote in. Again, this is him talking. This is him victory speech night. I'm still waiting for the results, but based off the things that he was talking about there, that people are going to hold him accountable for, because these are the types of people that voted for him, heard him say he's going to hold landlords accountable. Again, in corruption, and this whole culture of corruption with rich people avoiding their taxation and then taking more of our money. Aren't you sick of getting robbed? This is the type of things that politicians always talk about, except they're focusing on poor people, acting like they're destroying people's lives with their poorness. He's representing what all these folks in New York who have been struggling, who have been exploited for their resources, for the rich people to continue to act like it's all theirs and they did so much for it. People get sick and tired of it. So as Donald Trump keeps his threats, I'm also jazzed up by the fact that he said, you have to get through all of us. to get to any of us. Love it. And the night of that devastating loss for them up in New York, people are still freaking out. Here's a bit of a mash.
Congratulations to Zoran Mamdani. And this campaign was necessary to make that point. A caution flag that we are heading down a dangerous, dangerous road. And let me warn our new leader, if you try to implement socialism, if you try to render our police weak and impotent, if you forsake the people's public safety, we're not only organizing, but we are mobilizing.
Well, you can't imagine how disappointed I am. This is a horrible blow.
I honestly feel bad. I have friends of mine in New York. My phone is blowing up. They are officially depressed and scared.
And this was also a hostile takeover by the Democratic Socialists of America.
And this is a crazy situation. It's a very, very sad night.
Made him the stylish candidate as
exactly.
well.
The rapping video.
The cool kid.
Older people. This isn't just Gen Z or Gen X.
I agree with you.
Boomers and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I see this as a disaster for New York City. And
Zoran Mamdani. All right. Well, I want to bring in our panel. They'll cheer me up. They'll cheer all of us up.
When it comes to actually representing folks in this country, if that makes you upset, I think it's time to have some self-reflection, understand that you're the bad guys. You're against what you've always preached as this, this opportunity of the American dream that you continue to siphon and take away from folks. I've been showing the angry stuff. I've been showing the pushbacks. I've been showing the cussing outs and everything, but I want to make sure we don't get too far from the guy who just won this race.
For as long as we can remember, the working people of New York have been told by the wealthy and the well-connected that power does not belong in their hands. Fingers bruised from lifting boxes on the warehouse floor, palms calloused from delivery bike handlebars, knuckles scarred with kitchen burns. These are not hands that have been allowed to hold power. And yet, over the last 12 months, you have dared to reach for something greater. Tonight, against all odds, we have grasped it. The future is in our hands. My friends, we have toppled a political dynasty. I wish Andrew Cuomo only the best in private life. But let tonight be the final time I utter his name.
Let us never say his name again. It's like, Bloody Mary or something in the mirror. Don't say his name 3 times in a row. He might pop back up over your shoulder. This is the anger based off a guy who says he wants to represent the people of the city. Make sure that they're no longer poverty-stricken, or no longer struggling, or no longer trying to find some way to literally survive. That's what we're talking about, and that sparks this kind of anger.
So to the extent that tonight is a referendum on President Trump at all, guess what? It means that he's one of one. You can get his endorsement, and this is a clarion call for 2026, folks. You can have President Trump's endorsement. It doesn't mean you're going to win. You have to do what he did. You have to go and dip into these unfamiliar to Republican constituencies. You've got to be very specific and granular and show up every single moment. One quick point about Virginia. Spanberger's margin of victory is so large, Sean, that she brought over that Jay Jones character to be the chief law enforcement officer of Virginia. He barely won. He won by a far smaller margin than she did. She dragged him over, and now he should be a drag on her. Because, my goodness, we've got a socialist, anti-Semite, pro-Hamas guy as mayor of New York, and the chief law enforcement officer in Virginia in the age of political assassination attempts and successful attempts. We have a man who has threatened the lives of other people. I think that's one of the biggest stories of the night to me, and I also think that Republicans got to do what they did in 2024 with President Trump, get that vote out early, swamp the vote Look, for me, early voting is 7 a.m. on Election Day, but early vote is a real thing now. And we have to step it up and participate the same way the Democrats do.
She can't believe it. Can't understand it. Doesn't really, can't grasp how devastating this is. Well, if they just sit back and allow, the citizens of the city to go ahead and thrive, what they'll understand is they don't get to continue to just absorb everything like the leeches that they are. I mean, you'll whine and cry and scream, but there's a mandate now. You see all those ass kickings that happened all over the country. We're going to get to some more details of them soon. It angers them, but they don't want to hear the word mandate.